A little bit of funny internet feed stuff today. Don't know what's going on. It's frustrating though, that's for sure. Like I said, I got it on being filmed in the cameras. So if you're having trouble seeing it out there, it's coming and going, I'll edit up another version of it, so we'll be able to see it. It's always good to have that backup. Alright, I think I'm going to switch over to my radius tool, because I'll be coming in on it lighter. And again, I don't know how far I can go. Oh, interrupted again. Should resume shortly. See if we're back or not. Let me go to, I know what part of my problem might be. I actually tried to put it on a bunch of different feeds this morning. That looks more current, so I'm over here. I see one person's here. And because I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I think you can. We'll just type that in there. I've switched over to the radius square cutter, and we'll start to clean this up with that until we get to the wood. This makes it much more even surface as we go work our way across and taking the surface down. Let's see, I heard sound change here. Let's see what happened. Okay, no, we're all good. Nice and smooth. Take my mask off for a second so I can see. Starting to see the wood through here now. Okay, good. Like I said, don't know if it's going to be perfectly symmetrical or not to the wood, which is my plan. But we'll find out. Get all this stuff off of me. Get my mask cleaned off so we can see. Let's make another pass. I know the very bottom's kind of messed up there. I'll come back up here to the top. And I'm just wanting to expose the wood through the resin. We want to see all the colorful spalting in the wood, as well as just a hinting tint of the resin. And we'll just keep right on going there. Yeah, I know, it seems like I'm jumping all around, or the feed is jumping all around, guys, today. Craziness. There we go. So let's throw some alcohol on this and see what, if it was shiny, what it would look like at this point. So that's still pretty much seeing resin, but here we're seeing the wood. Here we're seeing wood. Okay, so it does appear as though it's not uniform in the thickness, which is unfortunate. I was afraid that might be the case, and so be it. The wood is plenty thick, so I don't have to, if I end up turning all the resin away except for what's in the wormholes, that'll be alright. Won't be the end of the world. Let me clean this mess up. I know this will be wood. Yep, so as you can see, it's not uniform even to the what I believe to be the true center. So I'm going to get this band about 2 fingers wide. I'm going to change my plan here just a little bit. I'm going to get the wood exposed here, and then I'm going to put it back in the chuck, because the chuck is what makes it relative for all the rest of it. Okay? Now all our little holes are filled nicely and all that. Okay, I'm going to clean this up with a round cutter here real quick around where the tenon is before I take this away. Just clean that up a little bit. So I grab my number 1 wherever I hit it. Where did I put you? There you are. Well, I see I got my head in the way in the picture there. So we'll just clean this up. Easier to smooth that out with a round cutter. Okay, back to my radius square cutter. And clean this up again. Alright, let's take a look here. Alrighty. I think there was a big divot in the wood there, so that filled nicely. I'm going to take a little bit more. I want to get to this line right here with the wood showing a little bit more. So, another pass right from this mark right here. So that it'll be easier for me to get to the rest of it. Stopping frequently now, getting real close. Okay. Another pass through here. At least I'll have this line to work to, that mark right there. But I turn the piece back around. Alrighty. You can see how that filled really nice there. That's our resin down in one of the wormholes. I got just a fuzz more to go right here for this. See if that got it. That's real close. Real close. I'm going to take my mask off. Get a little alcohol on here and see what we got. See what this is looking like. So you can see how the wood is beautiful, and you see the resin right there, and you see the resin in there, which was the original intent anyway. Alright. So again, I still need to take just this little section of resin out. Looks like just a teeny bit. I could get it from the top side, but I'd rather get it while I'm here. So we'll take a little bit heavier cut right there. And I'll bet that took care of it. Pretty much. That leaves just a fuzz of resin right in there. Okay, alright. Let's turn this guy around again. Get me out of the mask to breathe for a minute. Good deal. So Dad there, or Lorianne, can you tell me if, even though we've been jumping around, is the audio coming through clear to where you can hear what I'm talking about? I'll change this over to front. Get this out of the way. Chris, you having to chase me around today? I seem to be all over the place, trying to keep the stream and the feed rolling. Welcome to technology. But it's working. It's going. All right. So there we are. You can start to see. Let me put this on the overhead, and it'll give you another shot of it, so you can see what I've been up to. Like I say, I wish that it had been perfectly symmetrical to the resin, and to the tenon, but it didn't. Just seem to not quite work out that way. So you get what you get sometimes. And that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Let's take these guys off of here. Okay, Pop. Sounds fine. Good. At least I got that going for me today. We'll take a little victory on the having good sound. We'll take that. All right. Back to my 3.5-inch jaws. There's a million options that we could be doing with this. We could leave all kinds of different things. We could leave wood and then resin and then wood and resin. You know, we could make a beaded resin line if we wanted to. My gosh, there's just all kinds of different things that we could do, which is what's so much fun about wood turning in general. And then when we add the resin component to it, it opens up another dimension of possibilities, because you are combining a natural piece along with what you've added to it as the hybrid. So it does. There's no limits to what we can dream up and what we can do. And you're the one in charge. Nobody tells you what you have to do or not do. Now, when I get this turned today, I'm not going to sand it. I'll sand it and then just post pictures of it, because I'll be sanding for a while on it. But regardless of how, even if I turn all the resin away, I know it's a beautiful piece, because just the wood by itself with the resin-filled holes would be a fantastic piece. So, and I know I can't lose on this one. I may not get exactly what I had decided I wanted, maybe, and it goes like that sometimes. But I know I can't lose unless I did something crazy and broke the whole thing. And I don't want to do that, and I don't think that'll happen. So I put my rubber chucky back on there. Secure her back in. I need a quick, let's see, sip of water here. Okay, back into the fray. Any questions? All right, nope, we're all good. Back into the mask, back into the fog. And what I'll do is I'll finish doing the outside here. So let me go overhead for you so that you can see me turn that, and then we'll come around to the inside. Get the dust mask back on. I might still be able to leave a type of rim on this. You never know. Get the microphone squared away here. Get it down in its right spot. I might be able to do something up here at the top with a rim, a little resin rim on that. You just don't know till you get there. Right? Alright. Face shield's coming back on, and back to work we go. I'm going to go back in with a round cutter. CI3 negative rake round cutter. Make sure I'm still at the center. Looks good. Speed back to 0. We're back on. So you can see it didn't go back in exactly like it was before, and a lot of that is due to the fact that that tenon isn't perfect with some of the resin that escaped on it, which is unfortunate. So we'll just dress this up to match, and we'll clean the whole thing up here in a bit. One more time. Okay. So I'm watching over here. I can't see much going on here, so I'm watching on this side over here, and I can see as it starts to expose the wood. Let's get this flattened out here. Take a quick look in here. Alrighty. So you can see I'm working my way up with the potential. I'm leaving this alone. I got to get it round. But I may still try and leave a little extra resin rim up here if I can. Alright. So I'm starting to get good. The wood is showing all the way through here. I'm going to switch over to the radius cutter now so that I keep it a flatter cut, a smoother cut. I'm a mess. Then we come back down to the inside here, smooth this up. Fogging up pretty good today. Okay, so these Easy Wood tools, these radius or square style cutters, well, they've got four sides on them. If I can find my wrench, my foggy eyes, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this just to keep a good fresh edge. I've got 4 edges to work with, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate this guy one time. Now, it's not dull, but it's not as sharp as it was because this resin is hard on it. And I just want to make sure I have the freshest, cleanest edge possible going here. So I'm changing that over. Back up there. Okay. Clean the mask back off. That's amazing. Somehow I managed to get a resin stream in past the face mask and the dust mask. Okay, so I'm going to keep cleaning this up. Again, I can see there's the edge of my wood, about how much I have there. So I don't know that I'll actually end up with the rim little rim that I would like, but we'll see. See that little line right there, that edge I left? Pick it up right there. Change hands. Get out of my own way that way. Stop, take a look what we got. Alright. So I have a line right here. What's interesting is I don't have that same line over there, so I need to clean this bottom up a little bit more. Right in through here. And with this extra dust mask on in here, it really fogging me up today. It makes it tough to see this nice fine line that I'm trying to do. But it's better than breathing the stuff in. So I changed my position to way out of the way. Alright. Fogging up horribly. Turning in a fog. Turning in a fog today. Alright, we're going to stop. I'm going to clear my mask. We're going to throw a little alcohol in here and see how this is looking. While we're at it, while my mask is defogging. There we go. Get the strings out of there. So it doesn't stay shiny long, but you can see the wormholes that we filled, which was the original intent of this whole project. The wormhole here, there's another one there. So you can see that beautiful wood. That's what it's going to look like with the finish on it. Okay. So, you know, my goal when I started, remember, was to maybe be able to leave that 1/8 of an inch of resin. Well, that's not going to happen, and I get it. It's okay, because I still have a beautiful piece of wood with great fills in all the wormholes with the resin. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'll take that. All right. I'm going to turn a little bit more of this away right in here, because I don't want it that ununiform. Get my mask out of here. As you can see, it's a really messy place in here today. But we're having fun. We're having fun. And back in here we go. We'll be on the inside here before too long. It looks like that probably got most of the resin out of there. Trying to start to smooth this up and fix the shape. I got this hump right in here. Got a hump right in there, kind of annoys me. Right there. So now you know why I left the wood plenty thick before we cast it, so that I could take care of that and not have to worry about running out of wood. All right. Still a little bit needs to come off right here on the rim. I'm on the wrong camera for you guys. I need to be on the overhead camera for you. So a little bit of resin still right there. We're resin clean here. We've got our little rim on top. It would be neat if I could maybe leave that little rim. Not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and take this away, keep cutting the wood away until I get this resin gone. Alright, so let's keep up with that. We're getting close on the outside here. Let's see if that was enough. Probably not quite. Just a little bit more. And I don't know if maybe the piece moved in the pressure pot. I mean, I don't know if anything's possible. Keep that blended in. And what's important, we have to remember that this was a rotten piece of wood when we started. It was essentially unturnable when we first started with this piece. But because we stabilized it with the stabilizing resin in the vacuum chamber, all right, so now we're even. There's just a fuzz right there. Okay, so I'm gonna make another pass up through here. I don't want to spend all day back here. Sander will take care of the rest of this for us. Sorry if my head was in the way. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there with that. Alright, so give you another look at the outside there before I jump on the inside here. I do still want to try and get done here by 12 o'clock for you, so we're not here all day. So there's what we're looking at when it gets sanded and a finish on it. So the green gold works nicely with the natural black spalting in the piece. And these holes go all the way through, okay? So that makes for a nice little piece. All right. Now it's time to attack the inside. Hey, Mr. Craig. How are you, buddy? I'm going to leave the tailstock in place while I start on the top. Like I say, I got a feeling I'm going to have to take all the resin off the top here to make it uniform, unfortunately, but that's just what it is. It's like we're about in the middle there. Okay, I need to go to number 3 for you. Might zoom that in just a tick. There you go. Get my face mask on, and we'll start on this top rim. And I can see, yeah, I've got 3/16 of resin here, and I've got no resin there, so we'll be having a natural top. We won't have any resin on our rim. Oh well. I need to back up this tailstock. It's in my way. There we go. Now we got some room to work. Okay. And onto the rim. I'll actually use kind of the corner here, because I know I have to take a fair bit off. So you can see what I'm talking about. See that line? There, see, I'm cutting wood here, but I'm not cutting wood anywhere else. So I want to have it uniform. I mean, I've done some where I left them part A and part B. But I think on this one we'll just make it uniform. Well, Mr. Niedermiller, now that you're retired officially, you need to take up the retired person's hobby of wood turning. And Spydercraft would be happy to equip you with all your turning tools and accessory needs. Craig and I, years ago, we used to both come down from our workshops and share lunch in North Carolina in the Whitewater world where we worked together. We'd sit on the bench and watch the world go by for an hour or so before we went back to our respective workshops to work. We had some good fun in those days. So you can see I'm getting real close. Got a little bit more to go there. Maybe I can leave a resin rim on the inside of this. There might be hope for my resin savior rim yet. Alright, just a little teeny bit right there to make that uniform. I might do that. I'll see if it'll work. It may or may not work, what I'm thinking about. But I'll try anything. You know, I'll try anything. I think what's going to happen is, looking at the way this resin is going, I'm going to have to take all the resin off anyway. Just looking at things, because that's really thick, and it's not nearly as thick right there. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to a round cutter and start to work inside here. Let's see what's going on. We'll see what happens. And so again, I'm looking at the opposite side. I'm looking over here. I can't see anything where I'm actually cutting, so I look at the opposite side. Go ahead and clean that up across there. We know it's bumpy. Alright, let me stop and take a look. See what I got going on in there. All fogged up in my goggles. Okay. I'm going to try something. If I have a negative rake cutter on a curved hollowing tool, if I do, I'm not sure if I do or not. You look around at my stuff and see, oh yeah, I do. I had it in the minis, the micro or mini hollowers. So I'm going to see if I can't recurve this a little bit and leave myself a little bit of a resin lip there. I just really want to keep a little bit of resin somewhere on that lip. So I'm going to use the 45 degree. See if I can't undercut that just a little teeny bit and keep it. Now, if it looks too wacky, if it's too uneven in its thickness, then I'll turn it away. Because I can always take it away if I don't like it. But if I don't try it, I won't know if I've got it or not. If that makes sense to you. Okay, right in there. Let's see what happens with this. Just an experiment. I love to experiment, because you never know what you're going to get until you try it. Makes a lot of noise. Do, 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 do. I'm looking for something else here real quick. I might try a different approach. It may not like it. Hang on just a sec. Trying another plan. I'll always try different things until I get what I want. Or not. Alright, that did not what I wanted quite. Okay. Answered that question. I was trying to do it with a non-negative rake hollower because I don't have one of those on the flat ones that I can see. I was getting a little too much rotation out of that. So, another plan here. Don't ever give up. There's always a way to do what it is you're trying to do. You just got to think about it for a minute until you get what you want. We'll get the tailstock out of the way. Probably saw my head. You see how I got the chips there from the non-negative rake cutter because they don't cut the same on the resin. But I got another plan. Take the same size cutter in a negative rake and we'll come in from the side like this. The other thing I can do to make my life easier at the moment, and I think you'll still be able to see, when you have a head stock that pivots, and if I have to adjust the camera for you, I will. That's too far. Take it back a little bit for you. Take it back to about there, then I'll adjust the camera for you. Alright. New plan. New plan. Sometimes you just kind of got to think it through a little bit here and there. All right. Still going to try and make my undercut. Wrong tool, Brad. That cutter's loose, remember that. Here we go. Tighten that up. All right. Back in here, fix that mess. Start to work our way down in here. Getting it flat. Now I'll work the first 1.5 inches, just like I traditionally would on a bowl. All right. But there I'm leaving that little rim, and I'm going to cut back behind it to expose the wood. And if it looks like junk, then I'll change it. All right. because I want to leave the support below for the top edge. Take my goggles off here, my safety mask, because I can't quite see. Okay. So far so good. We'll roll that edge over on this top, and that might help. We'll roll that over, and we'll roll this sharp edge over. And that'll help. We'll just kind of round this whole piece over right here at the top. Take away all the flatness of it. If that makes sense. We'll give it a rolled, smooth top like that. Now I need to get down to the wood. In here, tool wrist back in a little bit closer. And I'm coming in right in here. Take away the excess resin. It's just working nice and smooth right in there for me. So fogged up I can't see a thing hardly. So we're going real gentle like. Alright, I'll stop and see where I'm at. Take these goggles off for a second. Just shield. Because my glasses are fogged up, as is my safety shield. Okay, we're getting pretty close, starting to get close there. Get everything defogged where I can see. Seeing is important. Back in this section right in here, this is our main area of work right through here. Can we get this resin out of here? Once we get this top done, then we'll go down to the bottom. So you see how I'm undercutting even with a straight tool. I'm able to undercut this top lip. One little pass around here to clean this up. Stop and clean the fibers out. Alright, we're getting really close to the wood. Right in through here. It's doing good. Hopefully she won't end up too thin. Again, I'm watching over on the right hand side of the piece. Watching the cut line go down. Waiting to see the wood exposed. Sometimes if you just work with the tools you have, so I grabbed a little curve tool, but it just wasn't cooperating the way I wanted it to on this. So if you figure out, try another tool, try a different angle of approach with something else. You can sometimes do what you need to do. All right, let's stop and take a look. Let the fog go away. Okay, we're getting real close there. Getting real close. Give you an idea. We'll throw a little alcohol on this so you can see what's going on in there. You know, I could leave some of that resin up in this top edge right in here. That's kind of one of the thoughts of the look that I was thinking about a little bit. Okay. We might just do that. I kind of like the way that's looking. It helps. It really helps if you go ahead and get an idea. You do the alcohol here, you know what it's going to look like with the finish on it. And it helps you decide just how much you want to take away, how much you want to leave. Okay. All right. A little bit more. But I'm not going to take too much more out of this top. And I've got my rolled rim right here. I'm happy with that. Okay. It's actually working out pretty well. Now the rim isn't exactly the same uniform thickness of resin around, and I get that. I understand that, and that's okay. It's my piece. I can do what I want to with it, just like you can. If you like it, it's all good. Okay? Couple more passes in through here. So I'll start to slow my passes way down and make a finish cut. I'll make sure that I'm taking it nice and easy. Try and smooth it out. That's less sanding that I have to do. And I keep working down to about the same point. Right in there. Okay. Alright. I think I kind of like that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm happy there. Now I'm going to go ahead. I've gone to right here. Just outside the jaws. That's how far we've gone. I take a little bit more out of this and take the bottom out. So the bottom's still pretty thick. If I was to grab my calipers and give you an idea, let's see, you'll be able to see them right in there, I bet. I'm going to wait for those calipers to come up in the delay so I can see what you're seeing. Gonna have to zoom out. I can see that. Let me do that. If you can see the relativeness, so we're about 1/4 of an inch just below the rim, okay? And as we go down in, we start to grow, we grow and grow. So that 1/4 inch is fine. I'm happy with that. So we'll just continue on into the center here. From right here. Now this is going to be bouncy because I haven't smoothed it out yet. There we go. There's a transition right here. It's where I haven't smoothed it all out yet. That's what's making the bouncy noises. From the original casting, I haven't cleaned this right in here up. Okay, much better. So that's all wood now. You can see by the dust. I'm going to defog myself here for a second so you can see how we're coming in. There are back to our natural wood, and we're seeing our holes that we've filled get exposed. All right. And I know I'm starting to run close to time, so I'm just going to go right on across here and take this resin away. And then we'll shine this up with some alcohol, and it'll give you an idea of what our piece is going to be like. It's been an interesting, fun experiment. There you can see the resin going away. And I'll flare that into the uppercut. Stop. Take a look. Defog. Okay. That is real close to the overall shape. Let's see what kind of time it is. So I took my watch off. 12 o'clock. Quitting time. But I'm going to make a couple more passes here before I stop. And then I'll flood it with alcohol, and you'll see what it'll look like. And then we'll be down to the sanding. Of course, we're not going to sit here and sand this. So now I'll take nice, light, smooth cuts. Watch my tool mark move across the piece. Okay. I'm going to stop right there due to time. We're pretty much where we want to be with it, or I've decided that's where we want to be. Okay. So let's go back to working here, get myself cleaned up. I know I haven't seen much of you here during this one. I've had the other cameras on. But this has been fun. I'm really happy with it. I'll take it out of the chuck here. And we'll lather it up in denatured alcohol so you can see what the final piece will look like after some good sanding on it. Alright, so let me switch to the overhead there for you real quick. And then we'll put the shine on it. Get this guy out of the way. To show you the inside and the outside. And again, once it's sanded smooth, put a finish on it, whatever the choice may be. You hold it by the tenon there. At the moment you can still see the tool marks on it, but that'll all get taken care of. And so that's a pretty neat piece. And considering, yeah, it's a fair bit of work, but it rotted and spalted out in the yard. See if I can get that where you can really see those colors down in there. And it makes for, actually, a better shot's here on the end. You can see better, I think, like that. So it's got a little bit of green tint to it. Again, those tool marks, I'll turn it a little bit more when I'm all done here before I sand on it. And then we'll sand her up. And let me wet the bottom for you. And I'll post pictures after this is sanded. But you can see all the holes that were our original concept to fill. And these go all the way through. So, yeah, you know, what I tried used more resin than absolutely necessary just to fill the holes. But I wanted to experiment with that, being able to have that other layer, kind of like I had in the right in that center section there. So I'm pleased. That will sand up, polish up, and I don't know. I'll probably put a lacquer finish on it, something really shiny, to make that thing pop, to make that grain pop, and everything else. Where are we at here? Let's go back to that. Sometimes I'm not sure what I'm doing over there just yet. Well, okay, most of the time. I hope everybody enjoyed this today. It is a little afternoon, so we'll wrap this up. If you have any questions, pop me an email. I appreciate everybody chasing me around. It seems like the feed jumped in and out today a bit. We'll just get that figured out one of these days. We're working on it. So again, I appreciate everybody. I hope you have a good Monday and a good week. Enjoy Halloween. We're going to go down to Savannah and go on a ghost tour of Savannah. Nice haunted place. See you next week on Monday Methods. I will post what it'll be. Haven't come up with it yet. Like I say, if you got an idea, something you'd like to see me do, feel free to shoot me a note. Don't forget, Spirocraft has a fall sale, 15% off everything that's in the store right now. We have the free shipping, so you can really save some money on all kinds of goodies. Thank you again, and y'all have a good day. See you now.